Hi there, I'm Victoria Schwab, author of This Savage Song. I'd love to tell you a little bit more about the book and give you a look at my current writing space and book space. As you are probably experiencing yourself, things are strange right now. I'm not actually in my home. And so I've been amassing this tiny corner, like literally under a staircase, to call my office, to call my book space. I've been buying some books to make it feel homey, and I will do my best to give you a little bit of a look inside my space. First, a little bit more about the book. The Savage Song is about a world just like ours with one key difference. Violent acts begin to breed actual monsters. And it's about two teens trying to survive in this new society. One of them's name is Kate Harker, and she's a human girl who thinks she needs to become monstrous in order to exist and do well in this new world. And the other is August Flynn, a teen boy who is actually a monster, a soul eater, who would give anything to be human. Story about human and monster and hero and villain, and how these definitions aren't black and white. There are many shades of gray between, and just because you're born into a specific life doesn't mean that you need to carry that life forward. You can change your fate and you can change who you are. The question is, can you change the world? I'd love to give you a tour of my writing space and my bookshelves and my home space. I normally live in Edinburgh, Scotland, and I have floor-to-ceiling bookshelves, and they are color-coded, and they're really quite lovely, and one room is dedicated to fiction and one room is dedicated to nonfiction. But you know, the world is strange right now, and we've all made adjustments. I'm actually in France, which is where my family lives. I know it looks like I am living underneath a staircase, but it's not true. This just happens to be my favorite corner of the house where I do the most writing. So in that way, I am able to give you a tiny little tour. This is my desk. Just so you can appreciate the very elegant and organized setup that I'm recording that video from, I thought it would be good to zoom out for you. Costume change. Okay, not actually. I actually couldn't film the rest of my video yesterday because these are the times in which we live. We all have to make sacrifices, so decided to come back today. This is the part where I'm supposed to show you my bookshelves and give you some reading suggestions, and I thought, because I'm here in France with my family, that I would consult some members of my current book club about what they're reading and loving lately. These are by far the pickiest members of my book club. They tend to have really strong opinions, and I was consulting with them about what they tend to like, and they said that they prefer rom-coms, and so I recently recommended to them a brand new queer rom-com called Something to Talk about a female executive in Hollywood and her assistant, and they, for once, were all in agreement. They thoroughly enjoyed that one. This is Riley, and she really prefers like space operas and grand adventures, so she would probably tell you to read the Wayfarer series by Becky Chambers. Max is really a catastrophizer, and so I think he would enjoy a good pandemic novel, and so I'm gonna give him Wanderers by Chuck Wendig. Now Bo here, our escape artist, is constantly on the lookout for a really good YA adventure novel, and so he would absolutely recommend Incendiary by Zoraida Cordova. Now Kuma here is a special case. He really likes celebrity memoirs, even though you can't tell. And so I think he would really recommend that you go down kind of a Carrie Fisher rabbit hole and listen to all of her memoirs, because they're really wonderful, beautiful things. Don't you agree, Kuma? Don't you agree? Now, Loki here is a classics nerd, and I really think that he would recommend you read Circe by Madeline Miller. You have it, some really amazing recommendations from the Schwab Book Club. They're a really diverse group with tons of different tastes, but I promise that you'll find something to love somewhere among those recommendations. I know these are weird times full of lots of fear and uncertainty, but I also know that stories help us escape, help us find a way out, even if just for a little while. And so whether it's The Savage Song or somebody else's books, maybe one of the ones that my book club recommended, I hope that you find a way to get out just for a little while, to escape through the pages of a book.